And he got sound
Come
effects.
on, new computadora.
Lee
Most
added,
classic.
Lee added the show. Anyway, this is episode number 95 of Crown and Collards, brought to you by the Coast of the Podcast Network. Visit us at cspn.us. Click Keep Our Podcast Free. We have a number of great, wonderful sponsors for this show. Great way to help keep us free so that you don't have to listen to Jeremy sound like a box of car parts and me sound like Seven Wall Slim out the seventh. You heard? You know what I'm saying? I'm Dan, a.k.a. Okay, enough of that. Kirk Cousins will not be joining us today. Them niggas took a L.
Right.
And joined as usual.
What's up, y'all? I am Jeremy, aka Confucius, aka Durag Jesus, aka Black Dante, aka being a Falcons fan is detrimental to my health.
Did y'all lose?
Of course we did. This is fine. This is fine. This is fine.
I'm cackling like my team didn't lose, but anyway. And we're joined in the studio by recurring, awesome, amazing, fantastic,
wonderful, horrible human being.
I don't even want to call him a guest anymore. Like
the nigga is family at this.
His family, yes, thank you, exactly. That's go ahead.
Back in this cut, like but what's up? It's your boy XD. How y'all doing?
Every single time.
How could you not love XD? Like seriously.
Hey everybody.
If you're having XD problems, I feel bad for you, son. Anyway, all right, let's jump into the show right quick. The world.
Hold on, wait. Pause. One real quick, like before we get into it, I would just like to inform everyone to listen to Jade and XD.
Yes.
I want everybody here on the Coast of the Podcast Network. If you love offshore or any of our shows on the network, you will love Jade and XD. And also, I would just like to point out that XD called Azalea Banks a bodega cat. Continue.
Yes. Like Azalea Banks is really like beloved. like I realized like that like it's really like art imitating life. Like or how life imitates art. That's hella crazy. Like she's really beloved.
It's funny because it's true.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, check them out. Jade and XD podcast. Consistently funny. We about due for another Auntie Jams episode.
Yeah, I know. I
go back and listen frequently. Like, if y'all get like that one little random listen every couple weeks, that's me.
Yeah. No, I love the Auntie Jams because because I'm an auntie myself. Because I found like this vintage record shop by my doctor's office, and they have like the Body and Soul collection. Y'all remember the Body and Soul collection?
Yes, nigga. With the scrolling marquee of the songs and like every song played. Yes, man. That was,
I'm gonna go buy.
That was like the mixtape masters before niggas could do that type of shit. They we didn't put them all out.
It was low key like how they do like SoundCloud mixes. Like it was like that, but like in CD form.
Shit. Okay.
Lit.
And then you had to play it on the hi-fi.
True. All right, let's real quick. Let's weave through these topics right fast. What the fuck didn't happen to the throne, as they called it? 5 years ago, it was all good.
It was all good just about a week ago.
Yeah, geez, what? Well, we know what been gotten in the Kanye already, but
drugs.
Yeah.
All of it, booger sugar, all of it.
I'm under the impression that Kanye West smokes K2 because there's no other way to understand like what goes through his head. You know what I mean? Like, there's no other drug on like the schedule that will can be classified as to what he does. The only thing that goes is synthetic cannabinoids.
There's truth to it. Like, I don't like that. I you know what I do? I blame two people. I blame Chris Jenner, and I blame Tiger
Yeah,
because I think Chris.
I'm gonna add a third. I blame Jim Jones.
I I won't
Why
disagree with you.
Jim Jones?
Have you seen? He always looks allegedly dirty.
Oh,
And
yeah.
If you think
yeah,
about it, XD.
he's an easy culprit for most social ills in America today.
I mean, if you think about it, XD, you can always blame a nigga that look like he don't bathe, and that's Jim Jones. I mean, when you really think about
You
it.
know, that is so fucking true. Oh my god. But
Like
I
any
usually blame everything on like
crack.
puffy or crack. Yeah.
I mean, same thing. I mean,
Yeah.
if we're being real, I mean, look at how many careers he
Yeah, I
killed
mean
at
they
Bad
both
Boy.
kill people.
Right. So I mean, same thing. But
Yeah.
I like Kanye done went off the deep end and called out Jay-Z because he didn't come by the house and check on him and Kim after she got robbed in Paris and stuff, and like then gave us this information that we didn't really need to know about his beef with Tidal and Apple Music, and that North and Blue haven't even played or met each other. Like
And
Kanye,
honestly,
go
yeah.
ahead, XD.
No shade. But I grew up as an only child. So Blue ain't really down to be playing with nobody else. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we have our own fun. Why she gotta like go and meet these other niggas? Like, she has a wang dang doodle all by her damn self. Like, she goes to Paris. She's lit. She hangs out with grown folks. And, you know, when you a kid and you're an only child, like being hanging with grown folks is lit. Like, why she got to hang around with children? Like, that is so awful.
Yeah, that's true. And I mean,
And like,
I guess I kind of see Kanye's point. Again, Jay Z don't owe him shit. I mean, don't think I'm not taking up for him. I see his point. I just don't happen to agree with it.
no, but you know, that also speaks to this idea of like how Jay-Z views his relationships. Like, I think they were just like musical brothers or whatever. It may not have been like a legit friendship. It
It's
was
like
just like,
I like if I can, I think I got it. It's like especially with us on social media, it's like when you have those followers that get a little too close and really think y'all friends without y'all even having talked at any extenuating length of time or
Mm-hmm.
hanging out in
mm-hmm.
person or exchanging information and getting to know each other. It's like they just automatically assume that y'all tight. And why you not trying to be like a Twitter nigga, be like, oh, it's just Twitter and all that stuff. You all at the same time, it's like,
You got to keep people
we
at arm's length sometimes.
right, we ain't that cool
Yeah.
of it. And I think that's kind of how Jay-Z looks at Kanye. Like, we cool, but we ain't that cool, my nigga.
Right. Like,
Yeah, I mean, but I saw them videos, man. Them niggas was having a lot of fun. Like, and don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that how things was in 2011 is how they got to stay. Kanye he didn't piss some people off in them 5 years since. Like, I'm not again.
Yeah,
That's what makes it hard for me to defend him because it's like no, like yeah, you
you kind of brought this
alienated
on
some
yourself.
people.
yeah,
And
niggas ain't
I don't know,
motherfuckers.
you don't have to air this out in public. These people in Seattle don't give a fuck about this story that much. He had a concert on the opposite coast, really where both of them kind of get down. Venting and ranting to them about, oh well, he didn't come and check on us, bring the kids over, this that. It's like, what are you gonna bring them to Seattle? Like, niggas in
Nigga, who?
Seattle. That's the song y'all trying to make next?
Right. Niggas in Seattle,
Right,
like,
but to your point, like Dan, I do think like over the years, people do like distance themselves based on their action in public, and because the Carters are so private, um,
right.
and because
Hmm.
Kanye married the most non-private person in the world,
Yeah, the most
Right.
you
attention-seeking
know,
ass family.
Ever.
yeah, like it's like, and which is fine because that's how they make their money. But
Mm.
it's just like, they don't want their lives to overlap as such.
Yeah,
Right.
I think Jay was cool with how Amber Rose handled herself. I mean, if we just keep
We're
it,
gonna keep it
And a
buck
lot
for
of people
buck.
in the industry look at Kanye like he done lost his second line, which he has.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, he ain't never recovered from his mom dying and him and Alexis breaking up. He ain't never
No.
really recovered from that shit. And
Mm.
it's easy to sit and say, man, that's fucked up. Like I wish that brother would find the help he need. And then at the same time go, well, I mean, this nigga got more access to all the shit he might need than any of us do. So
Right.
I'm hoping for this nigga. And I'm like, man, if I gotta go see a therapist or something, I'm coming out of pocket like big time. For him, it's chump change. Go do that shit. Swallow your pride, nigga. Damn.
Right.
Anyways,
Somebody's mortgage is chump change for this nigga.
right. Speaking of chumps, the third debate, held Wednesday, third presidential candidacy debate, and after it, a lot of people seem to have this prevailing idea that Trump won the debate. XD, let's start
Ooh.
with you. What are your thoughts on that and how the scales have adjusted so much to even let that be a sentence that people would even consider saying?
Dan, as a people, we have just strayed so far from God's light. Like, I don't know what is going on in the world today because we are living in our last days because people are just lying and just being deceitful and dishonest with themselves and other people. But, I'm just going to go with the truth here. And the only thing Trump won was the award for getting on my last black ass nerve.
Yeah.
And, I and I feel bad for Hillary because okay, listen, the lady's not perfect. Right? We get it. No, every politician, she's just like any other politician. However, she's the most qualified as fuck. Like, she's may
It's
have
not
been
even
a little bit
close.
more qualified than Barack Obama. But,
There's some truth in that. I mean,
There's some truth in that.
yeah,
I remember those
the
conversations 10
fact
years
that
ago
she
about Obama. Anyway,
has
continue.
to campaign with a clown, like,
Like it's not
it's so
even close.
embarrassing.
It's not even close how overqualified she is compared to him. Like it's not even close.
But something, he's still my winner.
That's a crazy fucking thing to think about. He is still the second most likely, like he's one or two, like most likeliest person to win this shit. And
Yeah. And when
again,
was the last time you had faith in America to do
Ever,
something good?
never. Right. Right.
I mean,
I've said this
other than 4
specifically.
years
Like,
ago when I was afraid they was gonna get Obama the fuck out of here right after he got reelected. I mean, so far he's still doing the right thing. So I guess I fall asleep, man. Thinking about Barack Obama, especially even when I lived out the country. Thinking about, oh man, it's. I hope they don't. This ain't the day that somebody takes off on him because this ain't the president we need assassinated. We just gonna keep it real. But yet, I know people hate everything about the dude because he's black. But
right.
no, and Jeremy, I'm gonna throw this to you. Kind of same question, like just feelings on why the fuck we basically are in this position. Like,
Because one, America is stupid, and two, you know what? I'm going to. This is my whole issue with this, like, because your original question, why do people think Trump won? If we're keeping it a buck, the media is complicit in a whole hell of a lot of this shit because
yeah,
there is no way, like this nigga, this orange motherfucker has lied. His campaign literally is built on fear, all the phobias, phobics, and isms, and lies. And the media, like, there's no way that the media should not be going harder on this dude as a
a
whole.
lot harder. Like, not even just
There,
like they should be rocket ships in flight on this motherfucker, dog.
there's
Like,
no way that the media should not be doing taking combinations on this dude as a whole. There's no fucking way. There's too much shit on his track record, on his quote unquote resume, using that loosely. There's too much bullshit attached to this man that is trying to run for the White House that the media should not be basically kicking this nigga off the planet. But
Right.
they're complicit in this shit. Like CNN, NBC. Like I saw one dude on MSNBC. I don't know his name. He's a white man, of
It don't
course.
matter. Fuck
But,
it.
but he was saying that Trump didn't back down in the third debate and that he stood his ground. Stood his ground on what? He
Right.
answered no questions, as he never
Yeah.
has. He had no solutions, no policies. And then on top of that, as far as like the media, also in that debate, I know people said that the moderator, I think his name was Chris or something. I know that people felt that the moderator did a good job. Personally, I didn't, because here's the thing. Hillary had almost no time to defend herself against one, Trump's attacks, and two, to explain herself. You know what I mean? Because think about it, like we hadn't even we got a little bit of the quote unquote black topics in the first debate. We didn't get to any LGBTQ stuff for the most part. We got to a little bit of
Let me
religious
make this a
issues.
short version. They asked the same shit in all three debates.
Basic, pretty much.
It was the same fucking questions. It was Hillary. So tell us about what you think, the public response should be to your emails. And it's like, okay, so we got that in debate 1. Why are we still grilling on that in debate 3? Like, it's no longer necessary. Like, if you missed the answer, go back and watch the first debate. It's already been fucking addressed.
Right.
Leave it the fuck alone. Like, move on to like other issues, like down her campaign policies and down the shit she's got listed on her website. Ask her to elaborate on some of that stuff a little bit more. Fuck these emails. I mean,
Yeah.
Republicans
Trump
really
about
fucking,
that hombres.
Republicans
Right, this
really
motherfucker
fucking blew their
said
wad on these
bad
emails being just
hombres.
catastrophically bad, and they really weren't, and people are sick of fucking hearing about it now.
Yeah. Like people think like these emails had like blueprints to the White House and like PowerPoint presentations on how to take down ISIS and shit, when it was really just like,
It was like
girl,
campaign strategy, yeah. Like, hey, maybe we should talk about this when we go there. Like,
yeah, it was just like some talking points, not like some detailed like, what's that shit on Scandal? Some B16 or B12. I don't know what the fuck. Like it really wasn't that deep. Emails. Who hasn't deleted emails? I delete them all the time. Shit, we are one and the same.
Yep.
But that's just how like the media is complicit in the Trump machine just as much as the people, the deplorables, as Hillary said, that believe in him and believe in his shit. And I agree with XD. We in our last days, and we just need to hug your kids, hug your wife, hug your husband, hug your dog.
Oh yeah,
and
hug everybody because they,
Well, yeah, and like to your point too, Jeremy, like the media is like racist as fuck. So like, of course, they're gonna like perpetuate any type of like thing.
Right.
But speaking of busted machines, over in the NFL, a kicker was found to be a complicit in consistent, persistent, insistent spousal abuse. It all came to a head this past week as the team prepared to travel to London to play against the Los Angeles Rams. And to tell a long story quickly, this gentleman was basically suspended with pay while they investigate things that
they already knew,
already had access to, and anything that any gray area they needed covered could have been gotten in minutes. Guys, following the Ray Rice stuff, back when that was still a story, NFL launched a campaign called No More, in which many NFL players, coaches, staff, and so forth went on television, made all these ads about, hey, we need to stop this. This ends now. Like, what it takes to be courageous and strong in the face of this is something that we should really take the lead on.
including Eli Manning.
I was gonna say, including Eli Manning, and I think a couple of his other teammates as well.
Mhm.
And yet, we've heard basically the opposite from them now that their nose is being pushed to the grindstone. How much credibility does the NFL have left at this point on this issue?
None, none. Like, go ahead, XD.
You know, because it's really like they instituted this new rule about how you can literally like can't do anything in the end zone after a touchdown. Like all you just can literally do is just touch the ball down and then just like walk around and like maybe like text somebody saying like woohoo, without getting fined. You know what I mean?
You can
But
politely clap for your fellow teammate who just
right, like you could just do like a bow, like you're like in a like an Asian tea house or something, but that's it. But then you have like these big cases of like a good portion of these players in the entire NFL who are beating these women that they're with, beating, raping, even sometimes killing Ray Lewis. And people still like, and people turn a blind eye.
Mhm.
Like, I don't know what people's credibility has been like shot a long time ago. And it goes back to like how people perceive sports and how like sports it has like this weird pedestal that people put it on. Like I think about Penn State, and how like when I went there to speak at a conference, and when I tell you Penn State is like Paterno was like their Jesus. Like they they have a hotel on campus, and so like it's called like this state something, and it's like Paterno murals all over the first floor. There's like Paterno cutouts and Sandusky shit. Like it's everywhere.
really Sandusky
Everywhere.
too. Get the fuck.
Yeah.
Wow.
That
Paterno.
that
It's
dude was like
not
a
so much.
position coach or some shit. How the
Yeah.
it's in
Like, but it's like Joe Paterno is like the main one. They have some Sandusky stuff, but Joe Paterno is like every fucking where. They have ice cream. They have meals named after him on multiple spots on the campus.
Wow.
And I'm like, but
yeah yeah that's wow. Okay, now
Wow.
like let me again. I'm gonna qualify this and then say like how this shouldn't be like this is an excusing as well. But like I get it. Like Paterno was like he was Penn State. Like you said Penn State sports, and he was the first thing you thought. Just like you say Tennessee sports, and the first thing you think of is Pat Summitt, and then maybe the second thing's Peyton Manning. Or you
well,
say, LSU sports, and you think Pete Maravich. Like I get it. Like people get tied to something in a big way, and it's hard to say, shit. He really had a lot of fucked up shit about him, but you still got to do it. And to basically enshrine this guy like so blatantly in the face of everything that we know he knew. I mean, this story
Right.
literally put him in the grave.
Right.
yeah. Well, that's because he knew when to quit. But that's another.
Exactly. Yeah, he knew it was time to tap out and go out while he still couldn't prove shit about
You
him.
have to know when to die.
Oh man, he was he was on the brink anyway. But yeah, that he was 1 foot in the grave and 3 toes on a banana peel, and he was like, "Whoop! All right, sound effect time. Let's go.
Yeah.
Cashing my chips. I'm done." But
Yeah, but like with the NFL, it's just like these new sanctions, they focus on the wrong things.
yeah,
Like you don't like it was public knowledge that this man is literally like it's public knowledge that most of these players are beating their wives.
yep.
Like,
Right.
and no one just is this quote unquote turning a blind eye. But like people know, girl. Like it's not a secret.
Yeah. Like it just goes to show you like how little our society gives a damn about crimes committed against women. Like it's not. There's no way you can really look. Yeah, it's the NFL and the sports, but like it's just a microcosm. Like look at the legal system, quote unquote, and how. And we're gonna touch on this a little bit later, but like how hard it is to, convict people that are sexual abusers. You know what I mean? Like, how hard is it to
Mm.
get justice with as far as police brutality goes? Like like, and this is like you said, public knowledge. Like, it ain't no secret that this shit is corrupt. But it's like, to your point, SD, it's like sports, football over everything. Like, we love the game itself, but the league, both collegiately and professionally, they suck at human decency. Like, it's no other way
Yeah.
to get around that. But this is what I wanted to talk about for us this go. And I agree with everything y'all said. This is my issue that I saw when this happened. Because I get wanting to say that it is more than likely white privilege that Josh Brown was allowed to quote unquote go under the radar for as long as he did,
Mm.
and that the players stuck behind him for like Victor Cruz, who had everything in the world to say about Colin Kaepernick and kneeling for the national anthem,
Mm.
is backing Josh Brown, who and the whole Giants organization rather, um, Bob McAdoo, um, saying that they're not gonna turn their back on Josh. Like, nigga, he's an admitted abuser, like literal abuser. Like, but you're not gonna turn your back on him. But yet y'all had everything to say in opposition towards Colin Kaepernick. Like, the hypocrisy. But back to my point, like, because I saw this when it happened, and I get it. Everyone knows that for as people of color, black men, everybody knows that we get harsher sentences and harsher crime rates and stuff. We know that. We know that. Nobody's disputing that. However, what I didn't want the conversation to turn into, and it did, was making the comparisons to Ray Rice and making Ray Rice to look like a victim. It's kind of like when people talk about R. Kelly, and then people that like R. Kelly kind of go all lives matter and all tragedies matter with other people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, how the league handled Ray Rice was bad, but Ray Rice is also a bad person. You know what I mean?
Mm.
It's not like Ray Rice is, you know. And look, I get it. He apologized. He's trying to do better. He's been in all these programs and stuff. He's on the right path. That's fine. I'm not dismissing that. But he also still did the shit. You know what I mean? It's not like, well, Ray Rice. You know what I mean? It's not like the slate is clean for what Ray Rice did. You know what I mean? Like, and that's why I didn't want the conversation to take, because it didn't. It felt like it wasn't. Well, like, damn, it's fucked up. It's fucked up, and there's probably some racial undertones here, but let's also focus on the victim. It's like the victim wasn't even considered. It was just to try to make a point about the NFL's hypocrisy instead of doing that and being like, well, damn, it's fucked up what happened to this woman. I hope she's okay.
Right. Yeah. It's again, and obviously it's pretty easy to conclude that again this ain't the only person that this has happened to.
Yeah.
There's others, maybe stories that haven't come out yet, but I'm beyond dismayed at how this has been handled. Um, NFL, you said it, zero credibility left on this issue. Probably should just leave it alone and do the work, be better about the shit in absolute radio silence. Just don't even make a public scene about it. Don't go looking for your alms, in the aftermath now, because it's like, here we are. We have a high profile case. There's a right way and a wrong way to do it, and you've done every wrong thing possible. Speaking of
Blame Roger Goodell.
yeah, fuck Roger Goodell.
Roger Goodell is Ronald Reagan. I'm convinced.
Basically,
Yes.
basically, it's a small group of people who love him, and everyone else rightfully doesn't. So, anyway, so let's get into this one real quick. I know y'all gotta jump off soon. Derrick Rose was acquitted of all charges. I don't know if it was acquitted or thrown out, but either way, like he's not going to be charged
No,
nothing for
I would
sleeping accident.
the to legally responsible term. He was found not liable.
Not liable. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, come on, not getting sued.
Someone that we're gonna talk about in a few should be sued over.
Oh, I know. That's why I said it.
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
When is his time? Trust me, gloves off. I mean, fuck that. Anyway, but no. We got another case where Prestige won, basically. Even though Prestige is a fucking idiot in this case, I don't know what consent is. I probably can't even spell consent. I've never heard the word consent before. I mean, I got 25 cents, but what is consent? Like,
I mean, not trying to be funny, but trying to be funny. I kind of believe him when he says he's never heard the word consent.
Yeah,
well,
right.
Right.
I'm in the same boat, but yeah.
But
when you read the transcripts, yeah.
That doesn't mean what he fucking did was okay.
No, not at all. Not at all. I'm just saying I get it. Like that's the only
he
thing
says that shit,
like,
it's plausible. Definitely.
Yeah. You never heard that word. Or can you even spell it? He probably spells it with the number 6.
Actually, you may never come back again. But for real though, he probably does either AXD. Either he spells it with the 6 or he spells it with the money sign.
Yeah.
But and I'm glad y'all started it off because here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Dead interviews.
Right, Dan is convoluting over there.
Man down. I'm sorry.
Man down. Help. But here's my thing. Like I was saying earlier, like rape is hard in the legal system that we have, using justice system, the legal justice system, using it loosely. It's hard to convict somebody of rape. That's part of the reason why many victims don't come forward because they already know what's up.
That's why
It is
assailants
hard.
do the shit. I mean,
right, and when many assailants do it because they know for the most part they have the backing of the system. I mean, for instance, like Jameis Winston, like when he was in college, the police didn't even with his trial, the police didn't even do an investigation, and the school made sure that he wouldn't get convicted. Like they or even try.
Oh yeah, they pulled out all the stops. They
pulled out all the
gave
stops.
Him everything that
like the police.
You know,
the police went to Jameis Winston, and he literally told them, "No, I'm not gonna talk to y'all." And the police was like, "Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what's
up." So it's hard to do that. Here's my thing. So, and at no point did I really expect Derrick Rose to get convicted or any of those guys could get convicted because
I know when Darren Sharper got convicted, that shit was a surprise. It was like, damn, they nailed one. What the fuck?
Right. Like when one is rightfully convicted and tried and goes to jail and the system actually does do justice, you're shocked as fuck. Just like I have no faith in the system to convict officers that murder black people. Even though niggas line up on gender and can't see the correlations when it's the same shit. You know, we believe in the system when it's women. But anyway, this is my thing. The fact that he said that he don't know what consent is should have disqualified him at most from being exonerated. You know what I mean? Like he said in a case about sexual assault, gang rape, this nigga said in court is legally documented. He said, "I don't know what consent is." That alone should disqualify you from any innocence or any involvement whatsoever. Like that alone should disqualify you. But again, in the legal system and in the court of public opinion and with niggas, you know, an acquittal of this when it's not someone killing us or a cop killing us. Acquittal means innocence in niggas' eyes.
Basically.
Yeah.
Which is so funny because and XD, I had remember XD, remember your rant when after the Orlando shooting? I got some of your tweets favorited on this, and I'm gonna quote one of them. Is that niggas are real woke when it comes to race, but when you throw gender and sexuality in it, then we get real. Well, gotta hear both sides then.
Yeah.
Because you made this comparison, and I've made it several times myself. Because like, Zimmerman got acquitted, and we know good and goddamn well that nigga ain't innocent.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like most of these
Yeah.
cops that get acquitted and don't get any time, we know they ain't innocent. So
Hell,
why?
OJ did it, and he wrote a book saying "If I did it," which proves the fuck that he did it.
Yeah, right,
Here's how it would have happened. Here it is.
Mm-hmm.
right. But my point being is that the fact that he said he don't know what consent is, that should have disqualified him not only in the court, but in the court of public opinion about his innocence, and the fact that the judge seemed to have implicit bias. You know what I mean? Like the fact that he made Jane Doe and made the victim release her name in order to even go forth with the trial. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not an expert. I'm not in legal Twitter. I'm not in obtuse Twitter, but I don't think that's something that is usually practiced where the victim has to release her info, at least to the courts, for the trial to continue. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
no, I said it on the home invasion case like years ago, and the victim didn't. She never showed up in court. Like, period. It was her lawyers. It was the cop who uh, took the situation on, and a taped statement that she made. She never showed up. We will never know what her name is, and that's because the system in that case was designed to do so. And I mean, we convicted the person because I mean it was way more than enough burden of proof based on the details of shit. But yeah, I don't get like why. Well, no, I get why. I mean,
It's because niggas' extent of the court of law is either child support court or motherfucking how to get away with murder. And so therefore they don't know how shit motherfucking works.
yeah,
Well,
yep.
XD said it better than we could, which leads us to the second back to back Tyrese, nigga, what the fuck were you thinking award? So y'all have heard us talk about this motherfucker several times on this show.
The
Several
2-year-old
times on this
Whopper.
A 2-year-old Whopper.
I'm sorry I've been talking about y'all. XD is like on a roll today, yo.
XD is on the roll. XD is on the roll. If it weren't for the fact that we got to get out of here soon, well, at least me and him, because the Walking Dead finna come back on, it will be a longer show. But by Black Sports Online, Black
Robert
Sports
Little.
on spot online.
That talks about sports maybe once per week.
Well,
Right.
maybe once per week, maybe.
It's like sports online or it's unsports. I started that hashtag unsports for every story he posted.
This
That was
nigga be reporting Twitter
he be
nigga
reporting
knowledge.
on Twitter feuds. Exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Thinking he bought up for some shit. Hey, click here to see what happened next. Face ass. Fucking can't
Right.
stand that dude, man. I'm glad he blocked me straight up because
Surprisingly, he hadn't blocked me. Surprisingly, because I used to talk about him more than you do.
shit, he must
More
don't
than you
block people
did.
no more then. Because like I earned my block off him ages ago. But I truly hope that woman sues the shit out of him to where Black Sports Online redirects to her personal website with her just smiling, rolling around in cash that he owes her.
Okay.
That's what
But
I
before,
hope for. Straight up.
yes, before just to what Dan's talking about, he released the victim's name
To the public.
twice publicly, even before the verdict happened. He did it once before the verdict happened, then another time afterwards. He released her name and her information, and was staunch about it when confronted because he feels like many niggas feel, but he feel it's worse for him because he has a platform. Why I don't know, but whatever. He feels that the victim lied and that Derrick Rose is innocent or the other men are innocent, and that he felt that it was the right thing to do to release her name and her information, and he doesn't care what other people think. He knows what he did was right.
Only what he did wasn't fucking right at all. Let's be real clear about that. Um, no matter how you feel about with somebody who brings these charges up to somebody, however you feel about them as an individual or what have you, or whatever you think about them, that's not no shit you do to people. Straight up, that's not no shit you do to people. You don't fucking expose their names when even the court won't do it.
Right, because even though the judge requested the name for her to show up and her name and stuff, they still didn't release it to the public. You know what I mean? Like as strange as that was, the court still didn't release it to the public.
They
Like
still kept it.
they have laws and regulations set up for as much as the system doesn't get stuff right. One thing they do get right is that they do protect.
They protect privacy.
Oftentimes, they protect privacy in these cases because of the harassment that victims often face. Because let's keep it a buck, this country really don't give a fuck about women or soul. So when you accuse people of this stuff, um, a lot of people have a lot of vitriol because nobody wants to think that somebody they like or their next door neighbor or their brother or their cousin or in some instances their sister is a rapist or sexualist or sexual abuser. Nobody wants to think that. So when people are accused, people get vitriol. We already have a fucked up view of what consent is and what rape is or isn't. You tie all these things together. Usually victims, everybody knows a victim, but nobody knows a rapist. So it's not, this thing is happening at sadly at a much bigger pace than we know. You know what I mean? A lot of people don't come forth. So when you have all that, a lot of times if the victims don't have the means to protect themselves, aka money, much like the abusers have the money to get these lawyers and all this press and all this, the best thing they can do to defend themselves. Um, Sometimes and a lot of times the victim is opened up to harassment. The victims are opened up to further abuse, further assault, a la how Nate Parker and his boy harassed the
That
victim,
woman till she killed
that woman,
herself.
right after the fact, that legally documented that they harassed her. So yeah, privacy laws were set in place to protect the victim. And this nigga, because he feels in his hotep ass, anti-woman ass mind that he's doing the right thing by releasing this woman's information. And I tweeted him this. He potentially is putting a woman who has already been through abuse at risk and at more harm because he thinks that she's lying.
He thinks he's doing the right thing.
And no, not even that. Not even, well, that too, but, and I'm going to use the proper term. He thinks she's lying when the court found Rose not liable. Not, acquitted, not liable. That doesn't mean he's innocent. That doesn't mean he didn't have anything to do with what happened to the woman. It doesn't mean he had nothing to do with it. Yeah, he may, that for all we know, that means he couldn't have done nothing right then, but that doesn't mean he did nothing at all. We don't know. But you think you know because in the same court that doesn't convict people that kill people of color, you believe in it because it's a woman lying, or when you think lying, is because you want to believe in a nigga that doesn't know what consent is. Fuck that guy.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't really entertain niggas who like engage in small dick behavior, and so that's where
XD,
I'm at.
XD, you said pregame before me and you got to go real quick. You said you had something that may not offend some of our listeners.
Oh,
Pertaining to him.
because here's the thing, like he won't go away until we like ignore him. Like he's literally like Sandra Rose. So like if if we stop giving him attention,
I forgot all about him.
I get it, on sports, like I get it, but we just can't. We have to like let him go in abyss so that he'll know when it's turn for him to die. So like, like we have to ignore him. Like maybe not ignore him, but like either fuck him up or stab him, whichever.
Hey, speaking of XD, that's your answer to everything is to stab.
No, low key is, honestly. But since, we can't do that because, the law, whatever.
Right. And we got sponsors.
Yeah.
Yeah, just fuck him. Like, he's literally Sandra Rose. He's trying to be on, like, Hollywood Divas or, like, Basketball Wives, and, like, no one has the time. So fuck him.
Basically, like I said, I hope that his ass gets sued, and I hope that he owes her so much fucking money, and that she puts her smiling face on his website, blacksportsonline.com, and just have a gift of her rolling around in his money, just rolling back and forth like a pig on a fucking spit, just rolling around, all in his money, just throwing it in the air and shit, and then at the end of the gift, a middle finger for that nigga.
Yes.
Because if I see him, I can't guarantee nothing. And that's all I got.
Wow.
All right. On that note, sorry for being so heavy this episode. Next week, XD, if you can join us again, that'd be great. If not, it's all good. We understand. Next week, we're going to have some fun.
Yes.
That's my commitment because the last couple episodes have been kind of heavy. We're going to have some fun next week.
Well, whenever you have me, I will be here.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, well.
Phone a hoe, and I'll be here.
Oh yeah, let's run that back. We went into, the Kanye shit was lightweight, but everything else has been kind of a little bit on the heavy side. So yeah, next week we gonna come back. We gonna have some fun with it.
Okie dokie.
And yeah, I'm gonna let y'all go ahead on and get to watching the Walking Alive.
Yeah.
It is time.
Bye, guys.
The hour is at hand. All right, XD, we'll see you, man.
All right,
thanks for joining as always. And Jeremy, you taking off too now, right?
Yep. Hey, as always, y'all, be a greater hole, not a hater hole. I'm out. Peace.
All right. Peace out, Jeremy, man. Enjoy the show. And yeah, on that note, like I said, the past couple weeks on the Chronic Collards podcast, it's been kind of heavy. I've been in and out, shit like that. And going forward, like I said, at least certainly next week, we're gonna try to have some fun with it. Week after, hopefully election day gives us the results we need. We can have some fun with that, and nothing terrible fucking happens to anybody in the aftermath of that shit. After Hillary Clinton wins, but no, that's. I'm gonna just go ahead on and wrap it up here. I feel weird talking to the show without either one of my either my host or my guest around or my family around. So yeah, that's a wrap. Thanks for listening. Greatly appreciate it. Check out our wonderful sponsors. Again, we got the Amazon, we got Skull Candy, we got Adam Eve. Go to cspn.us, click Keep Our Podcast Free. Scroll on through them. All the particulars are listed there on the site. Click through, shop with us. That'll help keep things free around here. Check out our team of podcasts. We got so many good things going on. We got Beer It Is with Tobias Wilborn talking about craft beer. We got the New Slave podcast talking about wrestling. We still got WrestleCast as well. Comic Book Chronicles, classic team up when he does his thing. Just so much goodness coming out of the CSPN here. And don't just limit it to us. There's so many voices in the Black community now, and we're making ourselves available. Whether it be that you go corporate, listen to the Undefeated, the Read with Crystal and Kid Fury, the J Next D show as you mentioned earlier. Jenkins and Jones, if you just really want the humor. Again, Bad Advice show right here at CSPN. Know the score. Sports is your fix. Like we got it all. We doing a lot of good things around here, and I'm glad to be part of this team. Episode number 100 is coming up. We're gonna have something real nice for that. That's one really where I really want to keep it light. And on that note, that's the end of this little monologue. Thanks for listening. It's your boy Dan, 504 representative. Peace.